Good morning, Saints Row!
My fellow Americans, today is a day of reckoning for Saints Row fans everywhere. Many who are convinced Saints Row 4 is a good Saints Row. Well, as your president, I'm here to give a national announcement to homes all over the globe, baby, to look back with me over the biggest game of 2013.
Sir, GTA 5 came out that year.
Oh, the biggest release of August 2013. To be brutally honest, I am a Saints Row 2 nerd, so when Saints Row 4 dropped, I was loving and hating it at the same time. Seeing all the references and characters I wanted to see just in space for some reason, and knowing that Saints Row 4 should have been a DLC for Saints Row 3 titled Enter the Dominatrix, which is 100% in this game because anyone who's played Saints Row within the last 10 years has got a boner as raging as the Punisher, baby. But being a weird sounding croaky man who played the shit out of Prototype 2, deep down I still have a little bit of love for this game. But as a Saints Row, I guess we'll have to find out. Vice President Dad, Brad Pitt from Troy. Play the tape. We start off in a helicopter, flying in, getting ready to storm anyone with sandals and a scarf. New characters are introduced, most we'll ignore for now as they're irrelevant. Shaundy and Piers, who at this point are men. We storm a terrorist base, killing everyone who considers Saints Row 3 wacky enough, leading a private army sort of thing.
SAS, baby.
With a sight that can't look past my back, but it's cool. We're in a modern Saints Row, so all the AI should be wearing helmets to school. Even doing the classic COD breach slow-mo, the mission is letting you know this will be a game that will do anything for the cliche meme. This entire mission is straight out of Fast and Furious. Even when I'm riding a missile with a corny, shitty goodbyes.
Oh great, my last thought is meeting this whore.
I would really like to point out, people are given real money to write this. I imagine it's hard to get a position to where you can contribute to writing a game, but you gotta wonder, is it really? Maybe I've got what it takes. Maybe my nan has what it takes. If you've seen 6 80s movies and you know enough memes between 2003 and 2012, call now to apply for this position. You too could end up like the rest of the Volition team. And of course, the man that's leading all this was the one man who was trying to get gang activity out of the city from Saints Row 3. Yes, you won't remember him because who the fuck would? But after the missile is stopped and the world is saved, we flash forward 5 years to when you are the President of the United States, baby, the Commander and Chief of Freedom. After a few short decisions and a few different race babies' foreheads kiss like a true president, we make our way to a press conference. This is where we meet some of the old Saints Row crew along with some characters from previous games that everyone wanted to see.
Whoa, look who it is, not load.
But before I can be bothered to tell you what this press conference was even about, aliens begin their attack. Honestly. How fucking easy it must have been to get a writer's job at Volition. As you fight through the White House, killing every alien in sight as you make it to the Liberator. Hey, get back, Jerome. The Liberator! After you play a less exciting Space Invaders with no anticipation at all, you meet the leader Zinyak, which is no Mero or Mr. Sunshine even, but he's a big alien. He's the bigger one. See? He's got a cape. Look at this little one. Look how much bigger he is. After more painful low-tension quick-time events, which no one asked for, Zinyak bests my little ginger meat dome and puts me in a state of constant Seinfeld to shovel pancakes and wear sweater vests for eternity. Up until Kenzie lets us know we're stuck in a simulation. A completely original idea. Never been done. Mwah! Once they bring back an old-school love of making a side activity a main mission, we get introduced to Mayhem. At least it's a better way of making it a standalone mission, but it is still a sugar-coated side activity. Boom, baby! Exposed again. Volition, how the fuck do you go bankrupt recycling old products and making millions? My god!
Are you gonna help me get the waffle maker or not?
As an investor, I don't like wasting money. You're wearing a fucking bow tie.
Oh yeah.
I will say, after playing the last Saints Row, as much as I dislike the story of Saints Row 4 and a lot of the things about the game, I can look at it with a new light and appreciation. You could even argue it's a better game than Saints Row 3 with a lot less jank, and I'm proud of Volition for making the game so bad that I'm even starting to enjoy Get Out of Hell. After the least eventful boss fight, Zinyak gets all pissed and makes me live in a stillport simulation. I got a genius fucking idea. Why don't we make it night all the time, add a space at the top, and boo, baby, not a penny spent. There's no way we'll be closing at this rate. Who turned off the light? Along with these demon things that want to kill me but not kill me, that happen to possess the dodging skills of Keanu Reeves. When you were dropped in, you finally get given superpowers because you've been waiting all of 45 to 50 minutes of agony, walking like a fucking peasant. That one sad little car drive, wondering why the police cars don't go over 30. Now you're wall jumping like a Jedi and running like the A-Train, baby. There are clusters scattered throughout the city, and I mean, like, a fucking few. These bitches are everywhere. 1,255. Let that sink in. Don't get this confused with your upgrades. These are superhero upgrades. Special. For special boys. When you've spent more than a few hundred clusters, you'll realize it does make an easy game even easier. With every soul drop in health, surrender is not an option. And after all the years of Saints Row, they finally gave the fans what they were asking for. Platforming. Who asked for platform? You can try and avoid it, but no, they bring back a Saints Row 3 special of making the side activities in this game a large part of the campaign. It's fucking lazy. I'm sure you can tell already how shitty I think it is. With all the goofy, lazy decisions, you'd think some entertaining way of showing me the superpowers that they insist on putting in the game would be shown. But no, it's go here, do some power thing, followed by a tutorial on a roof that I just can't fucking jump off and end this. Now that we're able to leave the simulation and are aboard the alien mothership with nothing but a breeze on your nutsack and strange bald men looking at me. Friday nights, baby, you gotta fucking love. When we escape and get rescued by Keith David and Kenzie, we finally put an end to the naked mission that modern Saints Row seems to have to put in. We get a dated flying mission. It's shit, it's boring, it's clunky. Look, I promise, we will get to some good bits, but this ain't one of them. For managing to escape this poor Matrix reference, Zinyak goes mad and blows up the earth. Alright, here we go. I gotta ask, what the fuck happened? There was a time when I was a wee boy playing Saints Row 2, only wearing purple clothes and starting to think if people saw me in public in my purple, they'd understand. The Ronin stood no chance. I was from the streets, suburban England, but it was a street nevertheless. Turning up Saints Row 3 to 5,000 was not a stupid idea. I'd enjoy the goof more knowing if it wasn't one of my favourite franchises. All the references and nods would go perfect in a spin-off game. Fucking Saints Row Mayhem. There you go, not 4. When it comes down to the jumping, the running, and the powers you possess, it is a fun game from time to time. And when shit hits the fan, I can be sat there with a guilty smile knowing I'm about to homelander your ass. Saints Row came down to the guns, the cars, and the gang. Powers make every gun feel like a water pistol after a while. They have their moments when you don't have enough upgraded. If you keep the starter pistol around, you should be sweet. The cars are so fucking pointless, it's like going to the kitchen and dragging your ass like a dog. You do it from time to time, but it's not really efficient. The only advantage I can see is that I can finally dash a fucking Ford Mondeo off an alien's head. The characters can be customized pretty good, still with a Super Saiyan physique as the last game, so I went with it considering the Super Saiyan abilities, but with the game being identical, surprise surprise, it's all customization from the last game. Money saved! So after taking all this out and just leaving minor washed out references to previous games, what makes this a Saints Row? Gentlemen, I think we can all agree on one thing here. Regardless of the situation, regardless of our differences, there is only one small willy loser in this room. Amen. Amen. After unlocking another forgettable character and gaining some more reasons not to use a gun, we use our new Wheatley to get back Soy Boy of Saints Row 3, Matt Miller. No, Matt. He's a friend now, apparently, so yeah. Glad we got all that cleared up. Yet again, another recycled mission, with power armor included. Heh, maybe it's not all bad. Even with a dogshit Undertale meme that no one asked for. Just the same as when we get back each member, another repeat mission. Some executed better than others. The Uncle Ben King one was pretty alright. The Pierce one was okay, like watching my dad fight his drink addiction in his dreams. They're filled with references and nods to movies and previous games, which is pretty much the entire game. I'm not going to start to mention all the references, or it's going to be an hour-long video just talking about what Matrix meme they chose next. After a mission fight in our past, much missed selves, which is alright. Load of gang violence going on, almost nostalgic. Just a shame I'm seeing it through the eyes of President Superman. Now, woo! Finally, baby, a man that will save this series. A man, you know him. I know him. He's my dad's best friend. It's Johnny Gat, baby. They do a cool little thing, recapping his story. It's not a repeat mission, but sadly, yes, it's 2D. You boys remember that cool game, Evoland, where they changed what style of game it is throughout? No? Of course you don't. Why would you? Because it doesn't work often, and it didn't work here. Now you've got the whole band back together, the rest of the game is thinking ways to weaken and kill Zinyak, while trying to think of ways to save the world, as if he didn't just completely blow it up. Julius, or Keith, betrays us to save the world himself, but like Saints Row 1 did it, so it's not lazy writing. It's called genius! Within 20 minutes of him betraying our ass, he redeems himself and comes through, choosing not to trust the 9-foot alien who killed 8 billion people. Smart move, man. It is a Saints Row, so you're gonna get a random wrestling moment that 70% of players probably aren't even old enough to recognize. Roddy Piper, baby. We saved Kinsey from the only original mission in this game because we reused all the other ones, so why not reuse this fucker too? Oh, yeah, did I forget to mention Kinsey gets kidnapped? because Kinsey got kidnapped. After more random shit because everything he put in this simulator that took him 3 seconds to make seems to be helping kill him, we're on the final mission. We do multiple things that supposedly hurt Zinyak, and then we're on to the boss fight. I beat the shit out of him, and we bring back another beauty of making all the big bosses quick time events. We rip his head off and become the new emperor, baby. For some reason, I didn't want to let go of Zinyak and proceeded to take him with me, even to the Step Up 3 dance-off we had at the end. And, oh yeah, Earth can't be saved. Earth can't be saved. Saints Row 4, baby. Sir, there are people in the comment section saying you're wrong. My god. Man the fucking cavalry then, my boy. We must defend. We don't have cavalry, sir. This isn't 16th century Britain. Then get the thing. You know, the thing.
Stay the fuck out, you scoundrels and beasts! Stay back! Play the clip about the gameplay. And side activities to the gameplay.
Now we're gonna look into the gameplay. The side activities add as much to this game as the cars. Tank mayhem and UFO mayhem. It's okay, just not much point, is there? My hands can do what Oppenheimer got a whole movie on. Insurance fraud is always a classic, but with the flying about, you'd think it'd be more fun, but it feels like there's something missing. I'm just cartwheeling down the entire fucking motorway, so it does take something out of it. Fallout 4 mayhem. Just hold shoot until you get gold. Fight Club's got its moments, but we don't talk about Fight Club, because Saints Row 2 did it better. A couple of co-op game modes they added, they're alright when you can convince a soul to play with you. Not too bad, give them a spin. It's just a few, but I don't see much fun in the sides in this, and if you do any of the side missions, they'll make you do all this shit anyways. The gang operations from the last game have pretty much been put in this one too. They're even easier, because if you go there and click Q, you'll notice everyone's already dead, and you can leave. There are some story missions that make you use painful alien guns. Having the reload cooldown button the same as the pickup is a bad idea. Anyone around, including the cars, have as much weight as a paper bag in the wind. Obviously we're in a simulation, and you're made aware of this with glitchy pixels added to fucking everything. Even making the buildings have a lovely gif on there. Look at it. Beautiful! The customization to the cars is a lot better than the last game. I'm pretty sure not a single person who's played Saints Row 4 has seen this menu, but I promise you, it is a lot better. Mass Effect was a big thing at the time, so having sex with all the characters is a must for any kid who wants to know how to lose their virginity.
I have made it with a woman. Inform the men.
I can tell the developers enjoyed making the game. I don't know if someone's passing the ganja around at these little sessions, but I'd be worried if they're not.
We have a dildo bat plan.
They had a real thing set out on making it something different, something that goes beyond a regular free roam sandbox game. And I'd go as far as to say they achieved it. It's cool to see those wacky ideas on a stoner night with mates are being put into more funded games. Listen. What if we put a pro brass slicker in?
Hey, yo, throw Terry Crews in that bitch.
It's insane.
If you consider Saints Row 3 a slap, you might consider this one a shotgun. Definitely not the worst, though. My god. How far we've fallen. The story is dog shit.
Hey, why are you taking it so serious?
Hey! If GTA pulled this shit after GTA 4, we'd be ripping dicks off right now. The biggest problem is, where the fuck do you go from here? It was obviously gonna need a reboot after this. Stop mentioning it. I need to stop. Obviously, I did not want it to end up like that. Just drink coffee and pay rent. Talk about fucking nachos. The superpowers in Saints Row 4 are fun to play around with, and there is no denying that. There is the occasional moment of, yeah, Saints Row, baby, but not enough for me to say it's any good as a Saints Row. They should have thrown this shit in Agents of Mayhem and gave me Saints Row 4. Fucking Crips, Bloods, Saints, my dad's...
Living out your dream, look at the situation, you were sure to see. You better leave.